Hiya! You alright? You alright? Hey, there's some beards in here tonight, isn't there? Like a little beard club with us four. No, not you. No. Are you all well? Give us a shout if you're a regular at this event. Yay! Give us a shout if you're not a regular at this event. Yay! Good. Have you seen me before? Give us a shout. Yay! If you haven't, give us a shout. Yay! Thank fuck for that. I can do the old shit. I don't have to try anything new. Amazing. If you've heard it before, just pretend you haven't. Either that, it was probably that forgettable the first time, but you'll be alright. So good. So we're all well. Welcome to the aviary. The only venue having been in 4 times, I still struggle to find the fucking place. Never know where to park. I've parked at is it a carpet shop or something next door? Anyone in here from the carpet shop? It's shut. Is it shut down? I know it's shut tonight. I wasn't thinking someone's going to go in at 8 o'clock and go, oh, we'll have a bit of an Axminster. Is it shut down? Good. You may take a part there without fear. Not good if you lost your job, sorry. Good. Excellent. I can't remember when I was last here. It's probably at least 6 months or so, I think. I think it was in the spring. I did 2 months running. So lots happened since then, hasn't it? It's been a busy year. We got rid of the Tories. Yay! I don't know if Kia's in. Did you get your free tickets, Kia?
No sausages.
No sausages. The thing is, right, that sausage slip up, everyone's like, he's not fit to be Prime Minister. Well, he's right, because Boris Johnson never had a problem releasing the sausage, did he? So, that's the only political bit I'll do tonight, don't worry. Apart from, Donald Trump nearly got shot twice. A couple of people, yeah.
That's a shame.
Well, yeah, I mean, the first one was the only time I've ever wanted him to be further to the right. That's it, we're done with politics now, move on. What's happened else since the last time I was here? I had a birthday early this month. I was 47. Yes, I know, I look fucking terrible for it, don't I? And I'm feeling old. Give us a shout if you're in your 40s or over. Yeah. Every fucker in the room, I think, just about. And I'm really starting to feel my age. This year, in fact, the second half of this year alone, I've had to get varifocals. Yeah, who howled at that? Varifocals, they're fucking horrible. I've currently got a really bad case of sciatica, right? And suddenly, the merest hint of spicy food turns my arsehole into a Lebanese pager. It's fucking... No, honestly, I'm one dose of heartburn away from joining Reform and wanking myself silly over a picture of Nigel Farage. It's that close. So, that was a third bit of politics, wasn't it? I snuck it in. Good. So, here's what's going to happen tonight. I'm your host, I'm Graham Raynor. John's not here. He's off with his secret family. He's told Emma that he's working or something. He's off with his secret family, clearing things up in case Jeremy Kyle gets a show back. Just sorting himself out. So I'm your host. I'll be popping up throughout the night and just sort of holding your hand through the comedy wilderness. And then we've got 4 acts on for you tonight. 4 acts. 4, yeah, 4. So we're going to have 1 act in a minute. He's going to come on and entertain you, and then we're going to have a break during which you can empty yourselves or fill yourselves back up again, or both. And then we're going to have 2 acts in the middle, and then we'll have another break, and then we'll have your headline act, Alex Mitchell, who was in the final of Britain's Got Talent, and at the end. Okay? Does that sound like a plan? Yeah. But what I'd like to do now is just get to know a few of you. So I'll talk to you, mate, because you've got an interesting beard. Everyone else has got quite a standard beard. You've gone for like a long goatee. What's your name, mate?
Neil.
Neil, okay. What's your name, mate? Sorry. It's an old one, but that's how old I am. I used to get down on both knees, but now I'm like, fuck that. I'll Black Lives Matter it. I don't give a fuck. So what do you do, Neil?
Retired.
Retired?
I'm disabled.
You're retired and disabled? Which one? Pick a fucking benefit.
Well, I'm disabled because I'm retired because
You nearly said I'm disabled because I'm retired. And do you mind me asking what you retired from?
my last work, I was a school caretaker.
You're a school caretaker, and your cover story now for why you're no longer a school caretaker is that you retired through disability. Is it? It's not the DBS issues or anything like that.
I was a mild-mannered janitor.
You're a mild-mannered janitor. Excellent. Little tin of sweets on the desk. What was your favourite thing about working around kids?
My daughters both work there, so that was...
Your daughters both work there, okay. All right.
I work
I know we're in Lancashire, like, but fucking hell.
I work with my daughters in the school where
Right, okay. You're tripping yourself up with this. It's like a really weird version of Would I Lie to You? This one, isn't it? No, my daughters didn't work there, they went to school there. And I'm disabled from being, retired from being disabled.
I want to throw the disability card in a minute, you're picking on me.
I am, fuck it. I don't care, I pick on, it's equal opportunities, mate. What's your disability, if you don't mind me asking?
I've got a disease in my spine.
Got a disease in your spine. Lovely, keep it light. Excellent. Fucking hell. Wonderful, thanks for that. I suppose I did ask, is the only answer to that one. Is he with you?
Yeah, it's my friend.
Sure, my friend, the only one. What's your name, friend?
David.
David, excellent. What do you do, pal?
Security for the NHS.
Security for the NHS. Wonderful. So are you the reason why no one can see a fucking doctor?
Yeah,
In a hospital or?
yeah, Lancaster.
Lancaster, that must be quite close to there, mustn't it, Lancaster? Is there any of you ever tried to steal anything from Lancaster Hospital? Well, is it security because drunken dickheads kick off? Is that what it is? Excellent.
Yeah.
Fucking none of it. Tonight you go to a different hospital. You are. Alright, if you're going to kick off, go. Is there one in Preston?
Yep.
Go local. That's the way to do it. You probably fucking walk there. Excellent. What's the worst incident you've ever had to deal with? Keep it light though. Don't be like a murder or a rape or anything.
There was a guy who put a knife in his throat trying to kill himself, and he was trying to abscond. Yeah. That's the best.
Do you remember, like, if you cast your mind back to that bit, it was only a little while ago where I went, keep it light.
There's nothing
I was
like
hoping, like, you know,
There's
someone
nothing like
ran
it.
away and fell over in a bedpan that had spilled or something. You went, no. Guy tried to cut his own fucking throat.
He told me they had to transport him from there to Preston with the knife in his all the way.
Excellent. That was an update nobody wanted, needed, or enjoyed. Excellent. Well done. Thanks for your service. What I'm going to do now is not talk to them two again. Just move on over this way. Lady with the glasses on her head. What's your name, my love?
Natalie.
Natalie, excellent. And what are you local?
I am, yeah.
Have you been before?
I am.
Have I spoken to you before?
No.
Thank fuck for that. What do you do, love?
I let properties.
Say again?
I let properties.
You let properties?
Yeah.
Are they your properties or do you let them for other
I
people?
let them for landlords and investors.
So you work for the cunts who rent out properties. Excellent. Section 21, is that your favourite eviction notice? Or
What about tenants, yeah?
with bad tenants, yeah? Or just ones that won't move out when landlords want to sell up or whatever?
No, the bad ones.
The bad ones, alright. Good. What's the worst sort of thing you've had from a tenant?
Oh,
Don't say that someone tried to cut their own fucking throat. What's the worst thing you've had from a tenant? You don't have to give names. It's not like the Data Protection Act or fucking, tenant-landlord confidentiality, because that's not a thing.
We've had a few trampy ones.
You've had a few trampy ones. Give me specifics, Natalie.
Chucking the dirty nappies in the garden.
Chucking the dirty nappies in the garden. I was hoping for something a bit more. I mean, it's bad, but it's not like P. Diddy with 784 dildos back with him. You know what I mean? 1,000 bottles of fucking baby oil. You know? What, you say, Leper?
Yeah.
No. Just, what happened there? What's your name, mate?
Simon.
Simon, what happened there was I said 784 dildos and you fucking woke up. And you turned around to your mate next to you and you went, fucking. And I want to know what that sort of was. What did he say to you?
I said to him, have you seen it? He said,
Oh, right.
no.
I thought he said, have you hidden those fucking dildos? we must cut down on the baby oil purchases. 784! That's more than 2 a day. Just, the mind boggles. At what point do you go, no, we need another one? Natalie, how many dildos do you have, my love? Is it single figures, isn't it? Isn't it? Single figures, yeah, which is more than 0. Well done for admitting that.
Rechargeable, isn't it?
Sorry, did someone say something about being rechargeable? Well, there's a lot of bald men in here as well. You who's now buried himself. What did you say, mate? Fella, Don't pretend it wasn't you. Look, because you look like you should be at an EDL rally, so I'm just relieved you're talking about this. What did you say, mate?
I just said you just get a rechargeable one.
Just get a rechargeable one. Yeah, but what if you need to have like 3 or 4 on the go at once? Yeah. You've obviously not been to one of P. Diddy's special parties. Not like Natalie. Good. Who do you think's worse, P. Diddy or R. Kelly?
Big
It's
question.
hard, isn't it? It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, it's obviously R. Kelly so far, but the revelations will come out, I'm sure. Excellent, good. What's your name, my love, next to Natalie?
Alex.
Alex, excellent. I won't ask you how many dildos you've got, Alex, that's fine. I'll just leave that to Neil's imagination. And are you local, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you do?
Train conductor.
You're a train conductor. That's not a thing anymore, is it? Is it? Have you just had a hang on a minute, have you just had a fucking massive pay rise? How much pay rise? What are you? RMT has left what? RMT, you fucking striking prick. I mean, I don't travel on trains anymore, but if I was, I'd be like, fuck off, get out. You get paid enough. I don't know what you get paid, but it's enough, you know? The drivers do, but you don't. That's what the whole thing was about, wasn't it? But what's your favourite thing about being a conductor? Nothing, you hate your job. The pay rise, is that it? Excellent. How much did you get? Was it 15%?
Over 3 years though.
So yes, 15%. That's all you need to say, yes. You don't need to qualify with over so many fucking years. I mean, that's how long normally it takes for your fucking trains to get where they're going. So you can't blame the government for not giving it you in a fucking rush, can you? I hope it's late, that's all I'm going to say. Good. Are we all good? Are we all alright? Do we all feel like we're a little bit lubed up for comedy now? Yeah? Neil, are you good?
I'm good, mate, yeah.
Yeah, your spine's not going to die on us during the night?
Maybe.
If you do, don't go to Lancaster Hospital because you'll get stabbed in the throat.
Yeah, by you.
By you, yeah, excellent. Are we all good? Are we all ready for the first act?
I'm going to Natalie's.
What?
I'm going to go to Natalie's.
You're going to go to Natalie's? I tell you what, she's got something that'll get your spine ramrod straight, mate. Fucking hell. And it's like a built-in TENS machine. It'll relieve your pain if you press the right button, if you know what I'm saying. Right, before we get your first act on, a few house rules. The first one, have we got any teachers in? Excellent. Obviously we've got a caretaker in, but Emma will know this. Speak when you're spoken to is the first rule. It's basically like being at school, right? Speak when you're spoken to. You are allowed to speak if the act's asks you anything, like you have done with me, but don't sit there and start going, get a really fucking chargeable one, or have you hidden the dildos, or whatever you just did, right? You can do that while I'm on, but when the acts are on, they're doing stuff they've actually thought about, they're not winging it like I am, okay? So don't throw them off by shouting stuff out, trying to help. I guarantee they're funnier than you, right? Anything, especially you, right? Put your phones on silent, please. You do not want to be the knobhead whose phone rings during the show, because, well, it will just make you a knobhead. And the last one, though, is, and I always tell my audience this, please let the audience know you're enjoying yourself, not the audience, the act, know you're enjoying yourself, because I'll tell you for why, right? Every single stand-up comedian performing in the country now, right, every single one is, whether they've been diagnosed or not, profoundly mentally ill, right? And what we do is we go out when we could be at home getting love and affection from our families and seek it from a room full of strangers like you, who normally we wouldn't give a fuck about the opinions of, right? We want love and affection from you so that we feel validated, right? What I'm saying is, Aviary, if you don't laugh, we go home and hurt ourselves. And that's on you. We might end up in Lancaster Hospital being looked at by a security guard who doesn't give a fuck if we top ourselves or not. So you need to let the acts know you've got the love for them. Can you do that for me? Yeah. Can you do that for me? Yeah. Right, are you ready for your first act? Yeah. Please welcome to the stage the fantastic, the hilarious Mr. Persey Savage.
Hello. Hello. Oh, thank you for that lovely warm welcome, Preston. I do appreciate that. My in-laws are actually from Preston, so I do know how physically hard a lot of Prestonians find it to express positive emotions. So thank you. Yeah, I'd love to be in Preston. I gig all over the north. I did a gig in Liverpool recently. I was driving to the gig through Liverpool, and my wife texted me to say, "Can you pick up some cat food on the way to the gig?" So I stopped off at the Asda in Liverpool, and I don't know if you've got a cat. My cat's quite fussy. I only like to particular brand of cat food. You're nodding. Yeah, you've got a cat. Good stuff. And so I couldn't see the brand of cat food my cat likes on the supermarket shelf. So I went up to the shop assistant in Liverpool, it's Asda, 18-year-old lad. I was like, excuse me, have you got the Sheba duck and salmon cat food? And he said something to me I've never heard before or since. He said, your cats are fucking tiny. I was like, mate, the cat's got a name, all right? It's Maggie, yeah? Talking of Tory names, yeah, my name is Percy, believe it or not. There's a few bad things, it's not a stage name, it's a real name. There's a few bad things about being called Percy. One is all the bloody Percy pigs that get given on my birthday. You know what I mean? Like, why do I get given on my birthday? She's got the same name, like, that's not a thing. Like, Prince George isn't getting out of tracksuits on his birthday, is it? Like, it's not a thing. And like, if that was the rule, you got given what your name was on your birthday, then clearly I would change my name to Tesla Cocaine Rim Job Savage the Third, which was my granddad's name. Not getting a lot of trouble though. I was chatting to a guy on the train the other day. He said he always got given chocolate orange on his birthday. I was like, "Oh, your name's Terry?" He's like, "No, it's sugar, cocoa mass, cocoa butter, skim milk powder, whey powder, vegetable fats, milk fats, emulsifiers, orange oil, and flavouring." I was like, "Really?" He said, "No, of course it's Terry, you dick." Another thing about being called Percy, right, is the letter C is next to the letter V on the keyboard, and I'm quite a clumsy typist. Yeah, something like that. Right. Let me help the rest of you out. Right, yeah, so work used to be the worst. Like, of course, Karen from accounts is going to go straight to HR when she gets an email from a pervy savage. I'm like, oh. Why has that email gone to Karen of all people? That's like the worst person that email could have gone to. I've got in trouble with Karen before because her surname is Vunt. I often get given this backhanded compliment after people have known me for a while. I mean, somebody be like, "Oh, first heard you called Percy before you were like posh and a massive twat. But you're not posh, are you?" I'm like, "And?" So like, yeah, Christ knows what my parents are thinking. My brother, he's called John. Fucking John. Unbelievable. To be fair to John, he struggled with his sexuality growing up. It was quite hard for him because my dad was pretty conservative, right? He's basically like, he's quite a posh farmer, like, of course he was conservative. This is quite poignant though, right, Preston? One day, him and my brother John were having a kickabout in the garden, and my dad suddenly stopped what he was doing. He turns to my brother John, and he goes, "Look, son, if you want to come out, just come out. There's nothing to be scared of." So my brother John, a tear in his eye, turns to my dad. He's like, "Okay, Dad, I'm gay." Now, unfortunately, my dad was just trying to give him goalkeeping advice. Didn't help. Every time John let a goal in, my dad was like, "Why can't you show some pride?" My mum was more supportive, but she didn't always get it right. So for John's 18th birthday, she got him a present and she wrote in the card, "Hey, men of your lifestyle like to use these." He opened it, it was a box of party poppers. It goes down better in Manchester, that one, don't ever change, Preston, please don't change. I struggled with my confidence, like growing up in the north, being called Percy, not easy as well. But like self-improvement, that's the key, bit of self-improvement. I'm doing quite a lot of things. I had a bit of therapy recently. It's been great actually. Female therapist, she said I talked a lot about like letting go of the past. That's why I'm no longer paying child support. And she suggested like following a passion to improve my confidence as well. So I'm doing it. I'm following a passion. I'm doing a bit of hip hop, bit of rap. Now I know what you're thinking. Like the world doesn't need like another white middle class rapper, does it? Like, it doesn't. The world doesn't need to hear lyrics like "I made a lovely couscous, so I'm on for some puss puss." Like, I know that. But I'm doing alright. I won a big box battle recently, Preston. Although admittedly that's because I picked up the microphone and had a panic attack. It was basically like respect the place. I had a really cool rapper name as well, right? My first rapper name sort of like lent into the whole Percy Pigs thing. I called myself Notorious P.I.G. I got a cease and desist from M&S. So my new rapper name, right, it's even better. And I want to show that I'm like a rapper and an artist, so I've called myself Percy the Rappist. Yeah, I don't get many gigs. Although I'm doing tour support for the UK's last P. Diddy and R. Kelly tribute act, so yeah, self-improvement, all about self-improvement. What else have I done? I've had a bit of work done, a bit of cosmetic work, thank you for noticing. Yeah, cheers. Right now, like, a bit of cosmetic dentistry actually. These aren't turkey teeth, believe it or not. These are Kazakhstan teeth. Now they're better than turkey teeth, right? They are, they're better than turkey teeth. Because turkey teeth, they're fake, they're veneers, these are real. They even let me choose the goat. And like, yeah, self-improvement. What else have I done? Oh yeah, no, so I got tested recently. Like, I thought I might be like autistic, maybe a bit neurodiverse. A few signs of it. I like trains. No, it's a stereotype. But like, I'm quite awkward in social situations. I sort of struggle to make friends. You know, don't like changes to my routine. Anyway, I've got diagnosed, got the test results, and I've been diagnosed as a dickhead in his early 40s. What else can I tell you? From Cumbria, just come to Preston for the weather, to be honest. That's how bad it is. Yeah, so as you know, Cumbria's got a big heroin problem these days, quite a sad big heroin problem. You see them everywhere these days, sort of standing around like zombies, just like staring at the ground, on one leg in the middle of the river. Sorry, not heroin, got a big heroin problem in Cumbria. Gets too mixed up. Like, the one thing that heroins do have in common with heroin addicts, like if you throw a fish at them, they will just leave you alone. That's no, I haven't got a big heroin problem in Cumbria. We've got just the right amount of heroin, to be fair. No, we have basically got rid of homelessness now. We've eradicated homelessness, although I think one has crept in tonight. Give you some change and you can be on your way, sir. No, we have eradicated homelessness in Cumbria. We've done it by rebranding it as wild camping. No, it's clever. It's a good bit of branding in it. Wild camping, like glamping's another one, isn't it? Glamping, like, because you call it glamping, and it makes you want to spend £200 a night to spend, like, stay in a shed in a field somewhere. You're right. What's going on? Is your phone that actually distracting me, sir? Not the thing that.
Glampers.
What?
Glampers.
Glampers? Who's the glampers? Are you both denying your glampers? I'm just going to fucking move on because I have no idea what's going on. Right, I'll start again. Right, yeah, so glamping, like, it's another good bit of branding, isn't it? Like, it makes you want to spend £200 a night to stay in a shed in a field somewhere. Sort of same places you see being dawn raided under the Modern Slavery Act. It's clever though, right, isn't it? If you take the word glam and camping, it makes it sound better than it is. I wondered if that worked with other things, so I recently asked my wife if she wants to try Glanum. And I'm now wild camping. Grew up on a farm, a family were farmers. Farmers are tight, right? They like making money. So if someone wasn't making money on the farm or no longer useful, my dad's default instinct was always just to shoot it. So it was touch and go when Mum got long COVID. Lonely growing up on a farm as well, right? Lonely growing up on a farm. Like, my only friends were sheep. Middle of 90s, no internet, middle of nowhere, only friends were sheep. My best friend was Flossie, the irresistible woolly face. We'd sort of do everything together, you know, like sort of trot through the fields, paddle in the stream. It wasn't going to work out long term, no, Preston, was it? Like, we went our separate ways. It wasn't going to work out, like, I suppose. I was a human and she was delicious. Yeah. And then, like, hit puberty, it's even worse in the countryside, right? In hit puberty, it's worse, like, was when you're single in the countryside, you're really single, like, I was dead lonely. I'd go on long walks to take my mind off it, but everything on the walks would remind me of girls, you know, like kissing gates, finger posts, you name it. Live in Kendal now, you know Kendal? Yeah. It's a nice little town, Kendal, it's alright. You know a town's nice, like, based on the graffiti? So I was in the public toilets in Kendal the other day, and someone had written on the cubicle, for a good time, call this number. It was a National Trust membership line. That is a nice town, Kendal. Like, we had the Taste of Cumbria Food Festival there the other day, big banner, Taste of Cumbria Food Festival in the middle of town. Unfortunately, bloody Cumbrian weather, really windy day, ripped half the banner down. The bit that was just left just said, Taste of Cum. My dad lost his mind. He's a proper, like, Tory boomer, my dad, I'm sad to say. Like, he thinks taxes are too high, doesn't think there's anything wrong with the NHS. So it was a shock to the system the other day when his prostate exam got moved to Vets for Pets. What else was going to say, did you know that all of Britain's nuclear submarines are made in Cumbria? You're welcome. Yeah. Bonus point for the town. Furnace, yeah, well done. Well educated bunch. Yeah, also known as Mordor, but harder to get to. I actually used to work in that nuclear shipyard. I wasn't anything useful, Preston, obviously. I wasn't anything useful like a fabricator or an engineer. These are the soft hands of an ex-health and safety manager. I'll be honest, as an ex-health and safety manager, this gig is a vision of hell. But you know, I'm getting out. I'm not sure the guys in the back are, but. So anyway, yeah, ex-health and safety manager, and yes, I did have my own whistle. First week in the job, super keen, all about safety, so I put on my overalls, my high-vis, my hard hat, ear defenders, safety specs, steel toe caps, and it was all like white, new, immaculate, so I felt like a real man, but I basically looked like Keir Starmer visiting a building site. Walking across site, right, all about safety, and I suddenly saw these like 6 welders in front of me, walking in front of me, and they weren't walking in the lines of the painted walkway, right? That's unsafe. I have to take my word for it, Preston, that's unsafe. And what they say at the shipyard is you shouldn't be afraid to challenge people on their unsafe behaviour. And they'll actually be grateful if you challenge them on their unsafe behaviour. Well, that was bollocks, but I didn't know that then. So I was like, excuse me, lads. They ignored me, carried on walking. So I brought out the big guns with about that much authority. So sort of turns around, looks at each other, looks at me. I was like, sorry lads, you're not walking in the lines of the painted walkway, right? That's unsafe. So they sort of like looked at each other, they looked at my lanyard, they learned 2 things. They learned, 1, I was a health and safety manager, so I had about as much power as a Cumbrian solar farm. And second thing they learned was my first name was Persey. So yeah, atmosphere has suddenly changed now, like, looking pretty fucking mean, like I'm a piece of shit on their shoe. And I suddenly realised how big these guys were. Like the biggest one, if you saw him in the street walking an XL bully, you'd be thinking, I hope that dog's got that thing under control. I'm getting flashbacks for you 2 lads, bloody hell. So anyway, yeah, and then the biggest one of them, he stepped towards me, and I thought, fucking hell, I'm going to get sparked out in the first week. I'm going to have to write myself up in my own accident book. He lunged towards me. I closed my eyes, and then he just gets in my face and starts doing a pretend whistling noise in my face, a pretend whistle. They all join in doing pretend whistling noises right in my face, pissing themselves laughing, doing these whistling noises, which was ridiculous, because I was clearly within the lines of the painted walkway. And then the big lad leans in, and he goes, it's work, so I'll leave it. If they ever see you in spoons, I'll fucking kill you. A bit scared now, right, Preston? I'll be honest, like, fight or flight kicks in, doesn't it? Like, I'd love to say that fight kicked in, and like out of nowhere, I just sort of summoned this courage, like sparked him out. He went down like a sack of shit, and I was like, "Pat's ass that bitch." But I didn't. Like, flight kicked in. I sort of like backed away, stepped over the painted walkway, got hit by a fucking forklift. Honestly, needed eyes in the back of your head in that job. Funny enough, the guys on the nuclear reactor did actually have eyes in the back of their head. PPE for them was a nightmare, you know, like 5-legged overalls, gloves for a tentacle. It was like, yeah, Karen Vunt used to message me about that nuclear reactor. Do you remember Karen Vunt? She tried to have me suspended, being a pervy savage, but she failed. Take that, Vunt. She'd message me like, hi Percy, can you confirm the nuclear reactor is safe to operate? And I'd go back the same way anyone does. I'm not sure what the answer is. Just like praying hands emoji, praying hands emoji, praying hands emoji. Hope this helps. Winky tongue face. But I was Bill Bridges with Karen. Like I wanted to like Bill Bridges because like you know we've had a fallings out. I want to say everything on the submarine's fine, everything on the nuclear reactor's fine. But there's no submarine emoji. But the submarines are black and of similar shape, so I just put an aubergine followed by a splash. Yeah, so I'm fucking mental. What else can I tell you? Oh, I'm married, by the way, I'm married. My wife's actually got 2 kids, and she said the dad is feckless and unreliable, which is a shame because it's me. We actually met a few years ago at New Year's Eve. It was quite romantic actually. We met at New Year's Eve, we kissed at midnight under mistletoe. And she recently said that's appropriate how she met me because mistletoe is also toxic and a parasite. So that's a bit harsh, love. I sort of feel like I'm the glue of this relationship. What glue is that then? Prick stick. So her response. I don't know, you don't want much as a man, do you? Like, every night, you just want a compliment every now and then, a pat on the head, that's all you want. Like, I was cooking dinner the other day, my wife came up to me and she said, well done. I was so shocked, I was like, what? She said, well done. I was like, oh, thanks, love, what's that for? She's like, I'm just telling you how my steak cooked, you knobhead. You want a pat on the head, and the other thing as well, you want the other thing as well, don't you? Like, so on a weekend, if I'm asking my wife if she wants to get frisky, it's always like later, there's always like some excuse in it, there's always a job that has to get done beforehand. Sunday night though, there's nowhere left for her to hide, you know, all the jobs are done, end of the weekend. So like, we go upstairs, she looks at the clock, it's bedtime, looks at the clock, she suddenly realises she needs to like reseal the bath or something. I'm like, I've done it, like, she's got nowhere left to hide. She's like, right, let's get this over with then. And like, that sort of, like, I flipped when she said that. I was like, right, well, hang on, that doesn't make me feel particularly wanted or sexually attractive. Like, I'm your husband, I want to make love passionately to my wife, who loves me passionately back. In fact, you know, I'm not some dog, I'm not like so desperate I'm just going to take anything. In fact, forget it, good night, turned over, went to sleep, walked off, had the last word, had the moral high ground, and then lying in bed, 30 seconds later, I realised I basically am a dog, and I basically will take anything. Rolled back over towards her, she was already fake snoring loudly. I thought, she has played an absolute blinder. She's actually a vicar's daughter, believe it or not. Her daddy was the vicar at Ashton, that's true. So, word, like, I'm not a Christian, she's not a Christian, but word of advice, if you're going to help your vicar out, your father-in-law out at the funeral, and your one job is to press play for the music at the end of the funeral, make sure you check your phone before you press play. Because the song that the family wanted when they carried the coffin out of the church was the beautiful but tragic Ed Sheeran track, The A-Team. Instead, I was absolutely mortified afterwards. I was saying to my father-in-law, I'm so sorry. He said, look, Percy, it's not for me to judge you. And anyway, God pities the fool who plays the A-Team theme tune. I was like, is that something from the Bible? He said, no, I'm clearly taking the piss. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, no, so that's my wife. The other woman in my life is my mum. I love my mum. Like she's like long suffering from her dad, but she occasionally does like the odd rebellious acts. Like God bless her. She came around the other day, and she suddenly announced she'd had a 3/4 life crisis. She got a tattoo. I was like, oh, you haven't had your mum at your age. I was like, what have you got? It's not that drawing of the Queen being led into heaven by Paddington Bear, is it? Nearly as bad as that. She said she'd picked a Chinese symbol out the window of the tattoo parlour. I was like, I haven't, Mum. Chinese symbol? That's so basic. Out the window of the tattoo parlour. Right, let's see it then. Showed me it. It was on the lower back. I was like, Mum, was it like a flyer or a poster in the window of the tattoo parlour? Because that's not a Chinese symbol. That's a QR code. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, watch. Stretch out your excess skin. Yeah. Neil Diamond tribute night in Lancaster. Sweet Caroline. Yeah, I've got 2 kids. I'm a parent myself. Love my kids. I've got a boy and a girl. They've been wanting more pets recently. They've got more pets. Like I sort of thought, I don't want to get them like guinea pigs and hamsters because they last about 2 minutes, don't they? But I thought, right, I'll teach the kids responsibility. What I got them is I got them like Tamagotchis. You can still get them like 90s Tamagotchis. And I thought, right, if they keep the Tamagotchis alive, then maybe we'll think about getting them some pets. Well, it backfired because I walked in the lounge the other day and my daughter was sticking a pencil up the cat's arse to reset it. Annoying, right? Really annoying. They get off, they are annoying. You've got some kids, kids in here, but not in here, obviously, you know what I mean? That caretaker's in here somewhere, it's clearly not. They get more fun, right, kids, when they get into stuff you're into, right, don't they? Like, sort of like films and music. So I'll just leave you on this, Preston. You've been a lovely audience, by the way. Thanks very much. They get more fun when they get into what you're into. So, like, my kids have got into to Billie Eilish, the pop singer. I thought I quite like Billie Eilish. I'll get tickets when she's on tour. Unfortunately, man of a certain age, not really on trend, I got the wrong tickets. I got tickets for someone called Billie Irish, who you may know is a pro-IRA folk singer from Glasgow. So kids were disappointed, but they said they'd come anyway, so I made a day of it. We drove up there, got to the venue, it's called the Ra Bar in Govan. Like, packed out, lots of Irish flags, lots of Guinness. I stuck out like a sore thumb because I was wearing my Orange Rangers away shirt. It was a bit of an atmosphere, I'll be honest. A bit like the atmosphere now. So the upshot was, Billy Irish comes out on stage, he sees me, he asks me my name, and 2 minutes later, Preston, the entire bar is singing to the tune of Baby Give It Up by Casey and the Sunshine Band. You know what? Baby give it up, baby give it up. The entire bar is singing to that tune. Persey is a cunt. Is a cunt. Persey is a cunt. Na 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 na. And my kids joined in. Right, Preston, you have been absolutely fantastic. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Na 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 na. Persey is a cunt, is a cunt. Persey is a cunt. I've always, I don't know why, I've only met him a couple of times, but it was appropriate. Please give it up for Persey Savage! Okie dokie, we are going to have a 20-minute break and we'll be back in